All right, it's good to see you today.
You too.
So last week when we left off, we were talking about you found out you were pregnant, and you found out you were pregnant with twins,
Yes.
and so we were talking a lot about the fact that because it was twins, that you felt that you can't do it alone, and so you're talking. I guess we were talking about family support and how you were gonna move forward from there. Is that about right?
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, it has been such a blessing that because even though when I first found out it was twins, I was like, you've got to be kidding me, but the more I think about it, it did. It like triggered that release in me that realized it's okay. Like that the twins gave up my last shred of hope that I could do it on my own. So I've become okay with the fact that I will need to turn to my parents and maybe Ed, and I'm not, I know. So I did talk to Ed's sister. I have not told him,
Okay.
but baby steps. Um,
No pun intended.
yeah, so I talked to her.
So, did you call her? Did you arrange, like, how did that go down?
Well, we actually ran into each other. We were at a gas station, and she came to me to say, "How are you doing?" Because she was referring to the breakup, because we were so close. We were together for 7 years. I mean, she was practically my sister, and for the first few weeks, his sisters and his mom and I, we did maintain pretty frequent contact, just texting, and we called each other a couple of times. And then his mom, a few weeks in, said, "Please don't take this personally, but I realized that like it's not my place. I mean, you and Ed aren't talking, so I feel like I shouldn't be talking." And even though she's on my side of the whole breakup thing, at least she says she is, but
it's her son.
But it's her son, yeah. And she told me that they're still here for me, and they will always love me, but they felt that their part in it and maintaining contact with me would be hard for me to get over Ed and to move on. So like I appreciate that, but it was just kind of awkward. Like I thought it'd be awkward because we ran into each other and we weren't expecting it, and we hadn't talked to each other in so long. But since we did leave on such good terms, I felt like it was okay. And she asked how I was doing, and I wasn't. I don't know. I think I just kind of was tired of like I knew I was going to eventually have to tell them, so I thought maybe this is like a God intervention, putting her there so that I just was forced to tell her. You know.
So, so it was a pleasant thing. It was like, how did you react?
I wouldn't call it pleasant just because it was so like I felt so guilty for shocking her. But it could have been a lot worse. Like she said, I mean, she said congratulations, and she asked what my plan was, and talked about throwing a baby shower, and like made it seem like they want to be involved, and um, she asked me if she wanted me if I wanted to tell her mom or if I wanted her to kind of break the news just because she knew like how hard it would be for me. And I just kind of told her, if you feel like it comes up and you feel like you can't keep it a secret, like tell her. Just let me know if you tell her. But otherwise, like I told her I would tell her by the end of the week because I don't want her to have to hold that secret for so long.
So with the holidays and everything, you've seen a lot of family, and they've been supportive from the beginning, right? So having that support and then having that interaction with his sister, has that helped you feel more confident in potentially telling him, or has that changed your mind or anything? Or
I mean, I can't now that one person is family knows, like I can't not tell him. And I knew that. I think I knew from the beginning, like legally, since it wasn't rape. It was. I mean, he's not in jail. Like he is off living his life. It was consensual. We were in a relationship. Like there's no way that I could legally get away with not telling him about it. And I do think that I want that for my kids. I want them to at least know their dad. I don't know, because then like last week we talked about maybe this is a sign that we should try things again and get back together. But the more I think about that, something just doesn't feel right. So that's I think the thing that's like killing me the most right now. Right now, I'm not as worried about the whole, okay, well, what will this do to my career and to my lifestyle with the actual babies. Right now, like, my bigger concern is, what do I do? Like, what do I even want our relationship to look like? I have no idea what that's supposed to look like.
If, so you said you have no idea what you're supposed to like, what is it that, give me a moment. Let me see if I can figure out words. So, do you think if you were at the point where you do tell him, do you think it would be easier to talk to his mom first or talk to him first? Or is it like do you have like that sounds weird to ask what's the plan, but it's like have you given any thought to that?
I didn't, but now that you mention it, the first thing that popped into my head was I feel like even though his mom and I were close, I always pictured like telling the grandparents of my baby that they were going to be grandparents with the father next to me. And I do think that it's only fair that he's there. And so even though I kind of wanted to first tell his mom, just to get her, just because I feel so much better about how he and mine and his mom's relationship is than he and I's relationship, I do think I should tell him first. And then that way we can go to them saying, like, look, we've already talked it out, like, it's going to be okay. So, maybe that's what I'll do.
So you said that you've, like, through the breakup, you ended on good terms, and it was, so do you think, like, given how the relationship ended and how long you were together, could you foresee any problem? Like, do you have, like, idea of, like, how would he react to this news? Like, could you foresee any problems with it? Or?
I mean, that's why we broke up. If I didn't, like, it was because there were so many problems with where he was headed. He was, the first 6 years of our relationship, he was fantastic. And then it got to that point where we were talking about, okay, we either have to get married or, like, what are we doing at this point? And then he proposes to me, and I find out 2 weeks later that he'd been cheating on me. And so then that's why we broke, So, like, even though it ended on good terms in the sense of we agreed that it's what was best, and, like, I've forgiven him, and I'm on great terms with his family, I do not think that he's stable right now. Like, I wouldn't want him raising my kids. I mean, like, I don't even like the idea of them going over to his house for weekends right now. Like, he needs to get his act together. Now, a year ago, I would have been happy to have him be doing this with me. So, I don't know. I think he can get to that point. And I guess what I foresee happening is he's either going to find out I have twins and he's going to bolt. And I think I would let him do that because if he doesn't want to be involved, then I don't
want him to make the decision, not you.
Yeah. I don't want him to be holding over my head of, oh, you're forcing me to pay this and be there and that. Like, no, I don't want my kids to be a burden on him. I'd rather do it on my own if that's the case. But I can, on the other hand, see this being him saying, like, you know what, I do have to get my life back on track, and I do have to pay the consequences of, like, what I did. Like, I would be open to being in a relationship with him again if we could go back to where things were the first 6 years. But it would just take so much for me to trust him again. So I have no idea. Like, I honestly have no idea how he's going to take it.
It's those are very understandable terms. So just like you feel like either it's basically like telling him to determine how you feel about having him in the relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And so either it's going to be a wake up call for him to say, oh my gosh, this is what I've been doing, I need to look at my life again, or it's going to be kind of I can't think of words today. Or it's just going to cement like the idea of like this is what I need to do.
Yeah. Which, like, as much as I'm not looking forward to the conversation, it will be a relief to know just like how he's going to react, and hopefully he like stays consistent once he gives me a choice, like once he gives me the ultimatum, like. But I don't know. I guess like my biggest thing now is how do I tell somebody that? Like, do I go drive to his house? Do I call him? Like, I don't know.
So one thing to consider, if you told his sister that you were going to try to tell his mom by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So not that I'm holding you to that, but just
Mm-hmm.
I guess just to keep that in consideration, like
Yeah.
you don't have to obviously, but I mean if that like I don't know for you if that would be helpful to think I need to
Probably.
like, hear what I'm gonna do,
overdo it.
or it's like I'm still figuring out. So that's one thing to think about for this week. And as well, I would just say maybe do some reflecting, like when you were in a relationship with him, potentially like when issues would come up, what kind of what was good, like when if you confronted him about it, what was good about that conversation, what worked well, and maybe just kind of help use those past experiences and your knowledge of him and how your relationship worked to kind of get an idea of how to approach that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. So, and if you in a place that you feel like you want to talk to him, do that. Otherwise, I think we can work more on this next week.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate the help.